Coach, if you go ahead and why don't you just start us off talking about the season the men's basketball team had.
Well, I mean, who's not proud of the season that we had, the run at #1 that we had during the course of the year? Watching the energy and enthusiasm that our basketball team, brought to this community. The environment in the arena is as good as I've ever seen it here at Tennessee, and having a person that has made the impact in our community, not just on the basketball court and what they've done, but what Rick Barnes has done in our community, and the way that he goes about his business has made us all proud. The great thing is, we're keeping him here, and that's an exciting thing in itself. But the fact that he's looking forward to the future and recruiting to a level that really hasn't been recruited at before here at Tennessee, and all those things are positives for the future, as well as what we just enjoyed in this past season, and really the last couple of seasons have been special.
Take questions?
You guys are easy. Okay.
Phillip, when did you find out about Rick and UCLA, and what was kind of the timeline of that weekend? When did you have a chance to sit down with Rick for the first time and talk about that?
Yeah, we had spent, several of us had spent several days out, finding our women's basketball coach, and came back on last, I guess, Friday, and it was at the baseball game on Saturday, and got a phone call from his financial advisor. Talked to Rick on Sunday, and then we met personally Sunday night, and then we went through a really tough Monday, and he called me on Monday night that he was staying. I give great kudos to our administration, to a group of donors, and then, really the people that follow our program, whether it be on social media or otherwise, all the encouragement, that Rick and his family got to stay. I think it was a combination of all of those things that, helped influence him to stay here.
Just what were the swing of emotions like Monday? Did you wake up Monday kind of leaning one way or another in terms of what you thought Rick was going to do, and at what point did you finally realize you were in pretty good position with him?
Yeah, a lot of emotion with that, because I care very much for Rick as a person, and he was so honest and upfront as to how he felt. Growing up, a John Wooden fan, like all of us, my age, I guess, and around his age, did, and what UCLA represented to him from a blue blood. So yeah, it was very concerning, and a lot of apprehension on our part, that this was real, and it had nothing to do or against Tennessee at all. It was just a feeling that he had, that he just had some years left, and at the end of his career, that he would be at a place that maybe he could do it easier, win a national championship easier, perhaps, at UCLA. And it really hadn't. That's all it was. So after a lot of conversation and I think a lot of prayers on both sides, he came to the conclusion that he can do as well as anywhere here, with the recruiting that he's done and the foundation that he's laid. He can do that here as well as he can at UCLA.
Phillip, you mentioned the administration stepping up. What role did Randy Boyd play in this?
No, Randy was huge. I mean, he he took the lead in a lot of ways and asked a lot of questions. There were great questions, and I think being a business person himself, was huge. He knew who to reach out to and where to get help, and he was crucial in the whole discussion.
How off guard were you caught by all this? The fact that he was interested in the job, and
Yeah.
did you think about going to Minneapolis to talk there with him about it?
Yeah, I was a little bit. Everybody's caught off guard a bit. Had such a great year, and he was caught off guard actually. I think. We just closed the deal with our women's basketball coach, basically, and came home to have a little bit of family time, with the ball game and whatever was going to go on Sunday, and that changed fast. But in the end, I think the people of Tennessee and the University of Tennessee and how we went about it as an administration, particularly was as we were talking about with the president's office, and we got to a good place.
Time for a couple more? Let's put Patrick in the back and we'll finish up with this.
Coach, I don't think Tennessee has ever spent like this or shown this level of commitment to basketball. Why was it important to you to make sure that Coach Barnes stayed here at Tennessee?
He is a quality man and has meant as much to this community as anybody that's come through here in some time. And we've been through a lot of change and different things. And I said it the other day. We weren't going to let somebody come in here and buy our coach without putting up a great fight. And I think it makes a statement for our programs. We've invested here in people, and we're in this to compete for championships at the conference and the national level. So we had a really outstanding, proven person, and we weren't going to just let him go away.
Phillip, seen the part of what Rick Barnes, was hoping for is to get a larger pool of dollars for his assistants and maybe multi-year contracts. How does the way that shapes out? How does that compare maybe to others around the country? How much did you guys raise the bar?
I've heard you guys or somebody's told me that was an issue. That's never come up. It came up last year, and we did what he wanted to do with his staff last year. That's never been a discussion this year. Rick's got a pool of money, and with Lanier leaving, that he can distribute that pool of money as to how he sees fit. If we need to do something else for someone, we're going to try to keep our good people. So that's never really been. This year was never a discussion. Last year it was brought up, and we took care of it, what he needed.